So, what do you think? How can Pakistan create more inclusive development models that ensure smaller provinces feel equally represented and benefits?
It's not difficult. We are living in 21st century, and more importantly, nowadays, it's age of AI, artificial intelligence. We used to have a lot of ignorance about the different parts of Pakistan. There was less information, less knowledge about the different communities, cultures, societies, and their development landscape, their social landscape, their cultural landscape, their needs. So it's because you need to have a very proper, authentic information to come up with policies to address gaps and challenges of different communities in terms of development. So since we have a lot of data information, so the only thing we need that this leadership at the top has to accept the certain parts of Pakistan are, if going through this disturbance, going through these challenges, going through this chaos, going through this peace and insecurity challenges, they have to come up with the policies to address these gaps. So my idea is that the election, we need to have very free, fair, transparent elections. Let people to elect and their own representatives. Those are very well informed and aware about their cultural, political, and development challenges. And the National Assembly should not be dealing with the development and economic issues based on population. So they have to address these issues based on needs and try to create an equal and equitable society in Pakistan. Unless we don't have an equal, equitable society in Pakistan, if certain areas are lagging behind in terms of development and certain are going very high, so that will create an imbalance in the society. To address imbalance in the society, we need to have a approach of equality, respect for all, and try to support and assist each other uh, to have a more sustainable society.
Okay, sir. Sir, how can Pakistan benefit from similar international experiences when it comes to governance reforms and institutional strengthening?
Pakistan has a lot of models. We are a federation. In a When it comes to the federation and the federal models of governance, uh, political institutions, economic models, we can learn from different successful and less successful models. So Canada is a federation, is a federal model. Even United States of America is a federal model. There are certain federal models where different groups and different regions have been developed equally through different political and economic interventions. Like, for instance, the composition of National Assembly is not fair in Pakistan. We have to come up because National Assembly is the most powerful institution in our country in terms of deciding the political aspect, the power sharing, and the economic distribution of the resources, or the financial distribution of the resources. So we need to come up with a very logical conclusion that to remodel the National Assembly. In addition to that, the economic model in Pakistan, which is applied and employed in for last 40 years, that is the population-based resource distribution. That's called National Finance Commission. So that as model has created imbalance in our society. Certain regions, parts of Pakistan, those are small in terms of their area, but getting more and more funds because of their population size. But the certain parts of Pakistan, like Balochistan, which is massive in terms of its area, but it has smaller population, is getting fewer resources, fewer financial resources, economic resources to develop. So that has created the imbalance. So the a good federal model, uh, I think we have to come up with a different asymmetric federal model in Pakistan to have more strong institutions, representative institutions, equally representative institutions to be prosperous and sustainable.
Okay, sir. So, if you got a chance to bring one immediate action in Balochistan, what is the issue do you want to resolve? And what is the law if you can change in Pakistan? So, what one law that you would like to change?
Well, my it's a the first intervention is because as I Pakistan's political elite, people sitting in the power corridors, are well informed about Balochistan. Because I need to change the mindset that sits in different power corridors to think and see Balochistan differently. Because Balochistan has its own challenges. So until unless, since we are part of one vehicle, and that is Pakistan, since we are part of one country, if people of rest of the Pakistan are not able to understand Balochistan challenges and issues, we won't be able to address Balochistan any issue by ourselves because we are interrelated, we are intertwined with each other. So my idea that my own one thing should be, if I'm empowered, or if I have the authority, I will try to convene a debate, a dialogue in Pakistan to give a very sensible, reasonable, actual picture of Balochistan to each and every individual, each and every institutions, that they matter in the Pakistan's decision making. Because until unless they are not informed, we won't be able to have certain small interventions to change the overall society.
Okay. Sir, could you please share an example of a key discussion or decision in the assembly that you believe made a real difference for the people of Balochistan?
I was part and parcel of the Balochistan committee in Senate. Uh, in Senate, we have highlighted that I was mentioning. Most of the Pakistan parliament representatives, along with officials and bureaucrats, were part of the committee's deliberation. Uh, Balochistan used to have only one university. There was only one medical college. There was one cadet college in Balochistan when I was part of the Senate in 2003 and 4. So I personally highlighted the education challenges in Balochistan, and the committee agreed on my recommendations to come up with a decision that each and every district in Balochistan is going to have the cadet college. And luckily, now I think most of the districts have cadet colleges uh, in operation. Maybe certain districts are still going through to have that one. Then the Balochistan University of Information Technology, BUTM, which is known as BUTM, was established because of our that discussions and deliberations and identifications by us. The Khuzdar College was what they call it. The Khuzdar College was the only engineering college in Balochistan. Then later on, they upgraded it to the university level. Few other universities like Lasbela University was established. So my one of the my achievements, what I can count for myself, that media, through political discussions and deliberation, to identify Balochistan education challenges, and we came up with a what they call it, a successful. There was successful achievements to have more universities, more colleges in Balochistan right now.
Okay, sir. Sir, how can youth play a stronger role in promoting peace, policy dialogue, and community resilience?
As I mentioned, youth is a very important factor in terms of our demography in Pakistan. Youth can play a very vital role in terms of peace, prosperity, development, and long term sustainability. And more importantly, I think now the youth role has been increased because we are facing another challenge, that's the environmental challenges across the world, but more importantly, countries like Pakistan are facing. So the youth engagement at the different level is very crucial, very important. Currently, we have certain young parliamentarians, but I think the youth voice need to be shared and transmitted to the power corridors. Uh, Youth uh, skill development, their human resource development is one of the very important aspect, because the world is very fastly moving towards more advanced technologies, that is AI, artificial intelligence. Now the world is moving more towards the rarer elements, minerals, mines, renewable resources. But I personally think that the Pakistani youth are not very well equipped, not very well prepared by the state, and they have not been provided very excellent opportunities, well opportunities to enhance their skills, to enhance their abilities, and to enhance their capabilities to play a constructive role in the country's development, socio-economic development. So I think the youth, some of the aspects of the youth have been ignored in our society, in our country, that need to be addressed by the state through different interventions, providing more informed, more high quality education, technical education, support, and engagement in the political process, cultural process, development process as well.
Okay, sir. Sir, now we'll play a little bit game, and then we wrap up our session. The name of the game is The Lighter Side with Senator Bloch. We have six questions. I'll ask you, and you have only 3 seconds to answer those questions in just one word. Okay, sir?
Sure.
Okay.
Well thought.
Question one. If politics had a snooze button, how often would you press it? One, two, so you have to reply in 3 seconds.
One.
Okay. If you weren't senator, what completely random job you would try?
Uh, Journalist.
Journalist. What your secret talent that no one knows in politics?
Mm, what they call it, read look, but reading a lot of books.
Okay. If you had to choose between a long speech or a long nap, what wins?
Long speech.
Okay. What's one political habit you wish you could uninstall?
Political habit.
Yes, sir.
Maybe yes. Overthinking about the challenges, the political challenges what
Okay.
we are facing in Pakistan.
The last one. What's the funniest nickname that your friends has ever given you?
Uh, Google.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your precious time. I express my heartfelt gratitude for your precious time and your presence on the behalf of Chennai. Together we shape the future. See you next Sunday with another story that sparks innovation. Keep the fire of innovation alive. This is Chennai